Ready for the countdown, Dave? 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey, what the fuck is going on?
Huh? Sorry. Someone's
God damn it.
snacking or something. Mute your mic if you're snacking. All right, sorry. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey, what the fuck is going on, everybody? Tally ho, bleeders, how the fuck are ya? I'm LazyBed, and this is another Just Bleed Radio Sunday Night Scuffle. Is it a Sunday night? Probably not. This is probably coming to you on a Wednesday, I think DangerMouse said, but either way, this is recorded on a Sunday, so it is the Sunday Night Scuffle. This is the place where we all come together to share a couple of questions that we might have after the last week in combat sports. Maybe they're related to the card that we just watched. Maybe they aren't. I don't know. Neither do you, but we'll both find out. Anyway, I'm LazyBed, and joining me as always are my guys, DangerMouse and No Special. So, guys, how are you? What's going on? How's everybody doing?
Everything's good. Surprisingly bright weekend.
On this weekend of the Mother's Day, it has been surprisingly amazing weather. It's been hot out. I'm definitely going to be drinking later. Yeah, I'm having a good time. It's a good weekend so far. Good weekend so far.
Yeah, I forgot that it's not Mother's Day in the UK, but happy Mother's Day to mums everywhere, nonetheless.
Yeah. Tons of Mother's Days to keep up with. I heard just the other day that it was Mexican Mother's Day, and now it's American Mother's Day. The UK has their own Mother's Day. I can't keep up with all these. Too many mothers. Happy Mother's Day.
My mother is on a cruise ship somewhere, so.
Enjoy Mama Mouse. All right, well, I do not have a question today, but I understand that you both do, so which one of you fellas wants to go first?
Well, I have a couple, so I have a couple that could be quite short. So if I give one, Austin can do one, and then we can either do another one of mine or another one of Austin's, whichever one works out. Nice, simple one, really. It looks like Dana White might be stepping away from the UFC at some point in the near future with his boxing interests and whatever the fuck else he's going to want to do these days. So if Dana goes away, does Ariel Helwani get his UFC access back? Does he get his journalist access, or does Hunter maintain keeping him out?
Ooh, it's a good one.
Austin, do you want to go, or you want me to go?
I'll go first because I don't think it's going to happen. Dana is pretty much the fucking fuck you, pay me type dude, like the old mafia movie style. He'll hold grudges for forever. He doesn't really let go of them. He changes them, but he never forgets. He's like an elephant who's an asshole. he just changes it. He probably will loosen some of the things, but he'll never give him complete access. So no, I think no.
Lazy.
I'm gonna go the opposite. I think that Hunter Campbell is a bit more, middle of the road, a bit more diplomatic, kind of more of a modern businessman, or at least what you would think of a businessman, as opposed to Dana's kind of brash, in your face, Vince McMahon style of helming a ship. So I would think that if Hunter Campbell took over, and if he actually had all the power, and it's not Dana behind the scenes, pulling the strings, I think Hunter probably would reinstate Helwani's press credentials, just because it's more eyes on the sport. It's more talk, as long as you don't have personal beef with the guy and he doesn't fuck up again and leak some news he shouldn't. I don't see why he wouldn't.
Yeah, I kind of think that way. I think Hunter's more of the businessman in the modern terms, I guess. As you said, Dana's more hands-on, old school, spit and sawdust kind of thing, I guess. But as you said, it depends how much power Dana has, how much influence Dana has behind the scenes, even when he's not controlling things up front. So he might just say, no, that fucker is not getting into the UFC in any way while I am still breathing. But it may be that when he steps away, Joe Rogan steps away, and Ariel Helwani gets to step back in. Smart
Yeah.
business move, as you said.
Hell, I hope if that happens and they let Helwani come back, they should let fucking our boys Luke and BC come back and do some fucking press row stuff again.
I don't think
Holy
they're banned.
shit.
Okay.
No, I don't think they
What's
just
that?
go. I don't think they go. I think that's different.
Yeah, I don't think they're necessarily like blacklisted, but yeah, they seem to lack the funding maybe internally to pull it off like they used to. I do like going back and watching those old cards from like 2014, 2015 though, and seeing BC down there on press row. It's always I like spotting him. He's like, "Where's Waldo?"
Those were
Oh, there's
wild times.
BC.
I remember them.
Yeah. All right, Austin. You got a question that you want to present to the panel here?
Yeah. Let's go with a different vibe. Since the idea was I had a couple, but we're gonna try it a little different. We saw the ticket prices and how they were still somewhat, not cheap, but cheaper than they've been. And I believe that was in direct response to the lack of purchases of the tickets for the UFC event this past weekend, and how even by like fight day there was still a lot of like open seats. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. That's never usually the case, right? Is this finally the point where the fan bases in Canada might be different, but where we're seeing pushback from the fans? Are we finally? Is the fan base finally responding to? Nah, fuck you. We're not doing this. Are we finally pushing back on the ticket prices? Hopefully.
I'll go first here, Mouse, if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind.
Yeah, I see. I think you kind of hit it on the head there, Austin. Maybe without even realizing that. I think this had to do a lot with it being in Canada. And I think it specifically had a lot to do with being in Canada this time of year. This is NHL playoff time. While I don't believe the local team from Montreal was in the NHL playoffs, they're still a hockey nation. It's a country that has much more priority on other sports than they do mixed martial arts, especially mixed martial arts cards that aren't really Canadian centric, which this one, although it had a few Canadians, it wasn't the most, maple syrup filled card you've ever seen. So I think it had a lot to do with just the timing, and then also the fact that the lineup wasn't exactly suited to the local flavor. So I don't think we can necessarily say just yet that the fans are starting to object to the ticket prices, because I think that if they're in fucking, wherever fucking Maryland next week in the States, it's selling out. So yeah, that's my take.
Me next, I suppose. Then I don't take much notice of ticket prices, to be honest. I've never had that strongest desire to want to go to one. I know we had Dave go to one last week. Obviously, I don't know how much he paid, and I'm not going to ask him. Certainly not live on air, as it were.
I paid $500.
Okay, there we go. There we have an
You can
answer.
cut that out if you want. But everyone around me paid almost like $1,500 to $2,000, but mine were $500 because I got them like at the last minute on the resale market. I kind of waited for them to go down.
Okay, well, it's up to you, Dave. I can keep that in or cut it out. I don't mind either way, obviously.
Oh, you can keep it in. I don't care.
Okie dokie.
Well, that probably helps for context.
Shut your face about context.
I mean, hey, if you want to go ahead and counter your own thing, strike it for the record.
All
We're in
right,
court
come
today.
on. We're getting off track here.
Because that was my whole thing on it, was like, we were so used to the UFC kind of jacking up the prices of everything from the pay-per-views to the ticket sales to the fucking, scheduling, and not a whole lot of pushback that we can physically do to it unless we just vote with our dollars, right, and not do it. And this is kind of like nice to see, where like maybe it is just a case of, other things are distracting, and they couldn't really compete, and therefore the prices had to go down. There wasn't really much of a choice. But I would like to think that there is some of the aspect of, hey, nah, fuck you guys. We're not gonna pay that much money. we're gonna pay less, but we're not gonna fucking pay outright. Get out of here.
Yeah, well,
that's all.
Yeah, I've always been pretty clear on UFC fights. I wouldn't mind going to see one. I'm not overly mad if I'd never get to see one. I would pay to see one, but probably like £100. That's about the limit I'd pay for a night's entertainment. And what Dave's talked about there is like what 300, 350, somewhere in that region. Converting it to UK money, and some of the jobs I've been at, that's a week's pay. You want me to pay a week's pay to travel down to whichever area of the country it's in, which will add another 150, 200 quid on top of it or whatever. And then if I want to take other people with me as well, fuck me. No, it's just too much money. We're talking half a month's wages to get those kind of things sometimes, even more, especially if you're paying those top rate prices. And why would I want to go and sit in the top tiers of a UFC show when I can sit at home, have a beer that doesn't cost me 15, 20 quid or whatever, smoke a joint whenever the fuck I want to, and just watch the fights and have a laugh with my friends online. I'm sure the atmosphere there is amazing. I know Dave said it was last week. That made a difference to him. I'm sure I might feel differently if I went to a UFC card, but I'm not going to pay those ridiculous prices that they want to charge people. So yeah, vote with your dollars or your pounds or whatever currency you of the country you live in, and just don't give them that money, and then pirate the fuck out of their events that they show online and that show on TV. If that's the way you want to feel, I shouldn't encourage that behavior because I know we're going to put this up on YouTube. So obviously that's kind of a bit of a joke, me playing a character, if you like. But considering Dana recently admitted that he streamed a boxing fight live by the side of the cage in a UFC event, he can shut the fuck up. He's got no moralistic comeback. He slapped his wife. He illegally streamed a boxing fight. Just shut up, Dana. Don't come at me with your $400 million or whatever the fuck you're worth, and trying to extract guilt from me because I might try and steal your product every now and again. I've just paid for Fight Pass, so you got your money out of me. But yeah, vote with your dollars, people. Vote with your currency. Stop paying ridiculous prices, and they will have to bring the prices down. They will have no choice.
Yeah. I mean, to clarify, I would never pay the prices that they're charging now to see these live events, but I just feel like there's so many Joe Schmoes out there that will. I don't know, man. I think that they're getting close to a tipping point, but I think that people are still willing to shell out whatever it takes. Just because they're idiots.
Yes.
There's always going to be some guy out there with, khaki shorts and boat shoes with no socks on that'll pay whatever it takes to sit cage side.
Hey, it was once in a lifetime and it was a bucket list. Fuck you.
You were doing it for the show, Dave. It's acceptable under those conditions.
Yeah, and you got yours on basically the secondhand market, so you got a discounted rate. You were at least smart about it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we got time for one more. Does anybody got another question?
I've got a silly one that came from one of the. It might have been the MK live chat. I'm not 100% sure. And it's should Dana White start an arm wrestling league, combine it with power slap, sorry. And this was Dracus. He came up with this idea. It's about as silly as power slap. In fact, he's probably got more merit than power slap, to be honest. So what do you think? To make it more entertaining, I might actually watch it if you had some arm wrestling involved.
What do you think? Arm wrestling between slaps?
If you like. One slap, one arm wrestle. Why not? I don't think it's on about combining them. You're just alternate events, if you like.
Oh, okay. Austin, go ahead.
We could have it like chess boxing, slap wrestling. Yeah, that could be quite fun.
No. No, absolutely not. No. If Slap can't fucking make it off the goddamn ground, fucking arm wrestling that isn't associated with an arm wrestling league already in play. No. No. Just no. I would be more interested if they took guys like Eddie Hall and Brock Lesnar and told them to fucking sumo wrestle. That'd be fucking worth watching. At least then it's somewhat entertaining. Let's just watch the big men fucking go black, like fucking walruses on a fucking beach. Why not? I don't know. I think that'd be better, but that's just me.
Yeah, no, I don't. I can't see that would intrigue me anymore. Now, I will say, Power Slap could be a little bit more fun if the guys that were slapping each other were professional arm wrestlers. That sounds a lot more enjoyable than seeing some, scrawny, scraggly fucking meth head slapping another one. But yeah, I mean, I guess you could add it in there. It's about as preposterous of a sport, so why not?
You want that guy? I don't know if you saw it, Lazy. I think Austin did. The guy that Magnus Mitbo, the famous climber, met up with the guy with the biggest hands in the world.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he's a fucking mutant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get him involved in a fight. No one's gonna want to slap against that guy.
Yeah, I could go for that. Get some fucking physically deformed people in there to slap each other.
I was gonna say, how's he gonna fucking swing that meat hook that's there on his head? It's gonna take him fucking 5 business days to get there.
I was going to tell Dave to put a picture of that guy in there. Then I realised I'm the one editing this. So. Note to self: put picture in. I don't know if Austin has anything more serious than that one.
Nah, I'm good. I could save it for later.
Yeah, well, that sounds like just about as good a time as any to go ahead and wrap up this here ever so brief Sunday Night Scuffle. Please do like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and join us back here every Monday morning before Morning Combat for our weekly flagship program, the Weekend Roundup. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time. See you.
Bye.
Fuck you, Craig.
Sick.
A bit late for that.
That was
I kind of
aggressive.
like arm wrestling.
Say what?
I kind of like arm wrestling.
Yeah, so do I.
Only
No,
in short
but-
format. Like I'll come across
Short-
a YouTube short that's arm wrestling, and it'll be cool. Like there's
Sylvester
this one guy
Stallone
that's
did a movie.
Yeah,
Did
Did a
Over the
movie
top.
about arm wrestling.
Over the top, baby.
There's a small guy that everyone kind of like gives like the side eye, like he's small, but then it turns out he has like lightning in eyes and extra powers, and he wins a lot. And so that's kind of fun to watch.
There's a few of this school.
Again, I just think it would be more fun to watch big people fucking push each other out of a fucking tiny ring. I don't know.
That's just
That's
sumo
fair.
anyway. But, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Might as well do that American Sudo. Give it slightly different rules. Make it fucking crazy, fucking theatrical, WWE style. Fucking. I don't need other forms of terrible combat. I just would like things that are different. If you're gonna give me that, I would fucking pay for that outright. I would love to see fucking the Mountain versus fucking Eddie Hall in a fucking sumo match. I would love to see that. I would love to see fucking strongmen do other things other than fucking big shit. Fucking force them out of the fucking ring, grab each other, fucking slam them on the fucking ground, and then we can fucking act like we fucking care about this shit more than the fucking other shit that we happen to fucking watch. I don't know. Why am I supposed to fucking act like I give a shit all of a sudden now? But whatever.
Do you ever watch mud wrestling?
I have once, never again.
Say
What
what?
if they fought mud MMA with Eddie Hall versus?
No. Absolutely not.
Cool.
Don't care.
You'd rather watch him sumo than mud MMA.
Yeah, because sumo actually takes skill.
So does mud MMA, Austin.
Do sumo and allow open hand palm strikes to the face and put it on an elevated platform over a fucking body of water.
That's the thing. Sumo has a similar version of that. It's on a raised platform, and it's got like a dirt thing that you're in, There's a ring that you're supposed to be able to kind of like stay in. It's on a raised platform, and technically you can palm strike. You're not supposed to punch, but it's similar to that.
Yeah, there's
Yep.
boss.
But it's super short.
You're not
It's
supposed
super
to
short.
You're not supposed to draw blood in sumo because it's a Shinto kind of thing.
Yeah,
They don't-
it's supposed to
don't
be
enjoy blood.
straight palm, like palm to the face kind of movement. Like it's not against the rules to physically, fist pop them with your palm, but it's usually supposed to be as a means to an end to push them out, kind of thing.
Yeah, but of course, if you've ever seen The Last Boy Scout, touch me again and I'll kill you. You know that a palm heel strike to the nose is absolutely fucking deadly.
Fuck that. Look at him. He's nothing, guy's a piece of shit.
You got a cigarette?
Cigarette? Yeah, sure. Yeah, a cigarette.
You got a light?
Yeah, yeah, like. Hey, baby. I thought you were tough. See, Pamela, he's not so bad.
Seem to have dropped my cigarette. I have another.
Sure. Sure thing, buddy.
Gonna need a light. If you touch me again, I'll kill you.
Bomba! Baby! Oh, baby! 2 for 2. We got a 2 for 2.
Told you.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I was so scared of that because
Not
it was
just
in
the
another
broken
movie
nose.
too.
That's a strike.
guy
We were
got-
taught, that's a strike we were taught not to kill people just because it really, really fucking hurts. It makes your eyes water if you get palm heel to the underside of your nose.
That's what
Yeah,
Bass Rutten did.
it breaks your nose and it sends the fragments into your brain. And it's
That's the
instant death
theory. Yes, it doesn't
every
work
time.
like that. Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah, we're getting Chachi excited. I love this.
This is where I got a strike, including bits of Last Boy Scout in this video.
It's too late now. It's not part of that.
That was one of my favorite movies of all time. I used to watch it over and over again. Then my mate moved, whose flat I lived at, he moved away and went down to London. And he stole my tape and took it with him. So.
Is that the one where he's helping the quarterback?
Yes.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
Bruce
that-
Willis and
great. Yeah.
Damon Wayans. No,
No, it's the other way.
Yeah, it's Damon Wayans. It's one of the Wayans.
it's one of the Wayans. It's not Damon. It's Is it Damon? It's not Marlon. Keenan.
I don't believe it's
Keenan Ivory Wayans.
Keenan Wayans. Yes.
No,
yes.
it's Damon Wayans. No, it's Damon Wayans. It's Damon Wayans.
Oh,
I didn't know.
It's,
God
it's
damn it.
definitely Damon Wayans.
there's a lot of them, Mouse.
Mouse was right. It's Damon Wayans.
Damon,
Okay, there you go.
Marlon, Sean, Keenan.
It's a great movie. It's a great movie because it's like at the end of the movie, it shows him dancing on the fucking jumbotron.
Yeah,
That's great. I love that.
I'm gonna dance a jig. Yeah.
Does anybody need to top off a drink or do a bang rip or anything like
Yes. Yep. That sounds good. Helium Austin.
Yeah, it doesn't require helium. I just kind of like tighten my throat a little bit, and it works pretty well. I could do a Mickey Mouse too, where it's like, oh, the UFC. They seem like a great acquisition to the company. Oh, one of these fighters just fucking bleeding everywhere.
That's kind of perfect because are they still affiliated with Disney?
Technically, Disney owns ESPN, so by virtue,
Yeah, maybe
ESPN,
just through the ESPN
Disney.
connection. But
yeah,
We might have to make you commentate an entire fight doing Mickey Mouse. That'd be hilarious.
yeah.
Oh, I could do Mickey Mouse and Elmo like just doing it. I'm here today We're watching John Jones fight Tom Aspinall. This is a great event. Yes. I can't switch between. I have to have a break between the two. Fuck.
If I get really drunk, I can do Donald Duck.
There we go. Pick a fight, and we can have Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse commentating it with one of us hosting it. That'd be hilarious.
Someone's got to be goofy for doing it.
Because
Yeah. You have the whole gang there.
All you got to do to get the goofy is you got to get the kind of noise going on.
Oh yeah. So, oh gosh. Oh my god, that guy got knocked out. Don't worry about it, Goofy. He's gonna be okay. He's bleeding from his face, but he's gonna be fine.
Oh shit!
Impressions, unfortunately.
We can't air this. I can't lose my credibility.
You know what happens when you ask for something not to be aired, Austin. You don't, you?
I swear to God, if it fucking shows up, I can't show my face again. It's the end of my career.
You never show your face anyway, so.
Oh my God! No, it's what do you mean? It's on there. You have my face on the fucking toad.
You can show your face again. You just gotta have Mickey Mouse ears on.
Yeah.
How dare you?
MICKEY.
I think I did set myself up for failure on this one.
Oh shit! Oh, and then we go.
Yes.
Something was fishy about that.
Oh, what do you mean?
What's that? This is news.
Oh, you saw my post on the JBR
No.
Discord.
No, I've been avoiding Discord because I didn't want to know the results. I knew the main event result, but I didn't know any of the others from the main card.
Oh.
Are you referring to the Katona fight?
Yeah, the post that I made in the MMA chat on JBR Discord with the James Krause picture.
Nope. No, I don't like that. Don't say that. Don't suggest that. What do you mean?
There was so amongst like
That
the fucking
uppercut was bang on point.
amongst the talking heads, like the MMA big time bettors that do podcasts and stuff. There was a lot of chatter that right before the card kicked off yesterday, which the Katona fight was the first fight of the night, and right before the card started, like in just like an hour and a half leading up to it, there was big time like major bets coming in on Almacon against Katona to like for the finish.
Oh really?
And there was like a big plus money on it because he had never been knocked out before. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
But it was not quite as extreme a situation as the Jeff Molina and whoever the whole James Krause situation. But it was a similar enough thing that people were pointing it out that it was very strange for so much money to be coming in so late right before the event started on him to win by finish, and then he fucking finishes him.
You know what it probably was? They're like, who's this fucking Kazakhstani guy? Oh shit. Because he hasn't fought since he fought Usman. So nobody would really know. And if you remember that fight, the first thing he did was fucking throw an overhand right or an uppercut. I don't remember what the strike was, but he dropped Usman in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then Usman came back and fucking wrestled him and beat him. You know? So like it may have been like, okay, there's probably money on Katona because he's, the hometown guy. He's got more experience. And then the bettors are probably looking at it like, all right, well, who's this Kazakhstani guy? Oh, fuck. And then you realize that they probably go back to the fight to check it real quick. Oh, shit. Fucking type in the fucking bets because they're like, oh, yeah, no, that guy's going to fuck up Katona.
Yeah. Or it couldn't even have been something as simple as maybe word got out that like Katona was hiding a concussion that happened in training camp shortly before the fight, or
yeah,
something where he was compromised coming in.
Possibly.
That strike looked on point. That was an uppercut from hell, right on the point.
Oh no, yeah, 100%. That's why I picked him. I thought he was just going to be 100% well more rounded. And Katona's never been that dude that's been a straight up killer. So it's like the guy who's going to get a decision is probably more likely the Kazakhstani, just because he's more prepared. I mean, look at how he handled the loss with Umar. Like that dude was ready for that, you know. But Umar's really good, and he flattened him. But he hasn't fought since then. That's the crazy thing. He finally gets a fight in Canada, so I mean, good for him, I guess. Or I mean, I don't even know if he's native to Canada, but he's out. Wait, never mind. What am I saying? He's a Kazakhstani player. Of course, he's not.
Yeah.
God, it just went down a weird little rabbit hole there.
It's Mike Malott who's the fake Canadian.
Mike Malott, I like him a lot
And how you
because
wanna
he's
view
got a car in the parking lot.
Could also call him a fake Ohioan, but
I suppose you could, yeah. Just
He's a
watching my
Rolling
girl-
Stone.
I'd like to know the story of that. How the fuck are you born in fucking Cleveland when your family and like all your ties are in Canada? The fuck was your family doing in Cleveland of all places?
Not sure.
You guys are close to the border. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, but it's one of them situations where it's usually people from here going over there, like because they have the tourist attractions. You know, they got Niagara Falls and all that type of shit.
Oh wow, that's right. Yeah.
So it's less them crossing over to come here to like visit us and more us going there to visit them. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe Mike Malott's dad was banging abroad from Cleveland.
Possible.
There's a lot of little Malots out there in the parking lot.
Mr. Malott was slinging his mallet.
I gotta step away for a minute.
Well, I know I don't got nothing, but
That means you must have something. I'm gonna dazzle dead rock you there. Go on, negative motherfucker.
if Mouse has a question, and I know you got a question, Austin, we could at least do. Well, we could do two, or we could do two of Austin's and go three. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care.
Yeah, I have two potentially silly ones, so or short ones. We don't have to do three necessarily.
I went a little bit hard last night, and I'm feeling my age today.
I fucking passed out on the couch.
I passed out in my chair, but it wasn't from alcohol. It was just tiredness in general.
God,
Oh, dude, I was
that's
up
fair.
all night. I couldn't sleep. I was tired, and I was up all fucking night. Just laying
What the
there,
fuck? What
awake,
happened?
trying to sleep. I'm a crazy
Were you
guy, so
fucking
sometimes
smoking the fucking sativa? What's happening?
No, I don't know. I had all these random thoughts, and I couldn't sleep, and
Well, if you'd checked the messages, you could have put the fights on much earlier for me.
dude, I woke up at like 7, and I saw that shit, and I was like, I'm not getting out of bed.
Yeah, what the fuck is it with Fight Pass? How can we get the prelims but not the early prelims?
That's
Why?
insane.
Yeah, why?
They don't even let you rewatch them.
The early prelims.
What, Fight Pass?
Yeah.
I can watch. Yeah, I came down this morning, rewatched the prelims because I can do that. But there's no early prelims and there's no card. I think you can watch the card in like 48 hours or something, but which is no good for a show, obviously. Unless
Is
you
it?
go
Oh,
heavy-handed
is
schedule.
it just because like it's the pay-per-view portion and they're like waiting for it, kind of thing?
It's because he's a peasant from the UK, and they have to keep the UK peasants in check.
That's fair. That's
No.
fair.
He's not really a peasant, but that's just a meme to stick up for the mobile guys that don't have PCs. Yeah.
Right. That makes sense.
When I get my plan is when I get my computer done, is to find a way to just give Danger control of my other computer, and then Sunday he can log in.
Just let him hack your computer on a regular basis. Just say,
No, you can do like a terminal and like give someone control of your computer and let them control
Yeah.
it and shit.
I used to do it for a mate of mine. A couple of times he wanted to go out and he was in the middle of a poker tournament, so I just hitch up with him and play on his account until the end of the tournament, and then we split whatever money I earned. Worked out quite well. Can't say
nice.
who or on which. I can't say who or where on which platform because that's illegal. But
Yeah, I just need to get my computer done, which will probably be months. I didn't mind.
Fuck, birds are birding today, man. They're really birding.
I can hear those.
Birds are gonna bird.
Yep.
Is it the bird? Bird. A bird is a bird. I did a bird. 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 I found a fucking beer in the freezer, and it was like completely solid. And the wife opens up the freezer. She's like, "What the fuck?" I didn't know it was in there. My bad. There's another open can somewhere inside. It's not finished. It's like a 9.4 IPA that I opened. I took a sip and then passed out because I'd had like several beforehand. I'm not hungover, but you know, I'm just like, there you go. I got lucky. I haven't eaten anything as of yet, but just had my coffee. Worked out this morning. Felt fine. Ready to drink later today.
I'm on a strong blonde at the moment, which is what Manon Fiorot was not last night.
Well, I don't think she had a terrible performance. She just forgot what it was like to have a difficult fight. That's what it looked like. Also, she kept having to fucking readjust her tiny little bra. She like every time she got into the goddamn clinch, she was constantly doing that. I'm like, you probably would have been better had you found a fucking bra that probably went down a little bit bigger or size. But she don't have no chesties. Her chesties are tiny.
I think it every single time, dude. Wear the fucking rash guard. Wear the t-shirt. Like, why do they even bother with that fucking little sports bra bullshit? Like, I wouldn't want to be adjusting my shit.
Some of them are tank tops. Some of them are tank tops. What's the one that Grasso has, right?
Yeah, that one works too. Yeah, but it's like, why wear that sports bra?
I think her body type doesn't help her either because she's got a broad like torso. So it's like she's got shorter arms, she's taller, and she doesn't really have a big chest. Like she's constantly
fight kit.
Yeah, it's just like it would have been fine. That probably was distracting her half the time because like every time she got into the clinch, it literally was coming up. It's like I think Valentina was kind of catching on to it because she kind of was doing some of that shit to her.
Like, I can't imagine. Just imagine being in a fight and every like sequence engagement, you have to adjust your cup. Like, that would be. You leave yourself exposed so much. It takes your focus off of what's going on so much. It's like, I can't imagine putting yourself in that scenario by choice. Don't wear the fucking sports bras.
Yeah.
You know, male fighters do that a lot too. And like, it's interesting because they hardly ever pay for it. But like the last Dustin fight, when he fought Islam, I think Islam actually cracked him once while he was playing with the shorts. It was nice to see
that's a tick,
a fighter get punched
this is a tick.
while they were...
Yeah, that's just something Dustin does all the time.
Yeah.
It's similar though. Similar in theory.
But it's like you should know that you do that shit though, right?
Yeah. Aldo got cracked last night looking at the clock or very close.
Yeah, because he was gassed.
Yeah,
like 3 minutes left in round 3. He looked at the clock like
Zahabi almost had him. I think he just skated.
Oh my god.
That was right after he Dude, that head kick he landed on Zahabi right before that, where Zahabi was getting up.
Yeah, I don't know. He stood up to that. That was mad.
I fucking yelled at the TV like, "You did it! Get him!" And then he couldn't fucking get him.
Yeah,
like he almost did. like if God existed and he's looking at Aldo and the MMA gods are looking at us like, "Oh, please let us have this," and they're like, "Yeah." Just like, he fucking nearly fucking can't make weight, so they bump it up, even though Zahabi was about a pound away from the fucking weight class from cutting. Like, he was ready to make the weight, and fucking Aldo couldn't do it. And then Aldo also has like that issue where it's like he wasn't even sure, he didn't feel good throughout the camp, he didn't feel good in the fight. And then it's like, I think I might retire. I was like, oh, fuck, dude. Like, maybe you could have just called it off and would have been fine. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't have fucking
I
been
bet
mad about it, but like, come on.
I bet if he won, he wouldn't have retired.
Well, I don't even know if he's actually retiring.
Well,
Yeah,
retired
Like, he said all
again,
that.
retired again.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, that's the thing.
That whole situation pisses me off. He sullied his reputation in my book. I'll probably
Wow.
save it for the show, but he should have never came back, dude.
Oh, fuck,
I said this before on a past JBR. I said it. He should have never came back. The fuck did you come back for, dude?
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind a fighter who is able to like take time off and then come back and actually reinvent their career. He did
Oh, but
because he looked good in fucking bantamweight. It's just
what's
I
the
don't.
point, though? Like
He
you
did the
left.
boxing. That was the whole point. He wanted to do
Well,
off
yeah,
and
that's
do the
what I'm saying.
thing, and then he's like, "Fuck it, I need to come back." Fucking
No, but
expenses are like piling up.
he left on a high and went into the fucking Hall of Fame, gave one of the most emotional Hall of Fame speeches of all time, goes into the boxing, which is what he wanted to do, was doing great in the boxing, making money, could have kept doing that. But no, I'm going to come back to the fucking UFC where they pay me fucking peanuts and they matchmake me like a total jabroni. And I'm going to fucking squander the little bit of fucking life I have left in the fight game. And instead of making life-changing money, I'm going to fucking look like a turd in front of nobody in fucking Montreal.
I do have gripes about the way they matchmaked him, but like with Anderson Silva at the end of his tenure, like we don't know exactly what he's making. I know Anderson Silva was making like $3 million on a side letter deal aside from his original agreement. So Aldo could possibly be making more than what the standard peanut pay is, and I think it was like them begging him because he came back for that Brazil card, right? To face Jonathan Martinez.
Yeah.
Yes, and then he fights again and loses a controversial decision to Mario Batista. That kind of fucks things up. And then, like, they're probably like told him, "Hey, you beat this kid. We'll give you another fight, and then if you win that one, you might have a shot at the title." Like,
I think Aldo.
I
think he likes Canada too. Like he's one of those fighters that really, like he wore Quebec blue instead of his typical yellow.
That's true. Yeah. Well, Aldo's famous anywhere he goes. Like they fucking cheered for him in Utah. You know what I mean?
I don't remember who said it. I think it was Jed. Maybe I'm mistaken, but he could have very easily just kept boxing. He could have boxed on like a Jake Paul undercard and made a couple of million. And like, I just don't fucking understand it. I don't get it at all. Like, what was the point of all this?
One more shot at the title, probably.
I don't know if I think.
Title.
I don't know if he would have made a couple million. Like that might be a bit more.
He could have made it.
Well, because it's the same thing. You could argue it's the same thing that Cyborg did. Cyborg wanted to go box. She boxed somebody. Nobody fucking watched it. And then she came back to MMA.
Shit cards. Jake Paul would have fucking... Jake Paul and MVP promotion, they would have jumped at the opportunity to have Jose Aldo on one of their cards.
They probably blocked him from doing that. That's the thing.
Well, I think he fought Stevens for like peanuts.
That I think the thing was is that they gave Aldo an offer, and then Aldo was told not to by the UFC. So this is probably the counter to that. Like, hey, we'll just pay you to come fight for us again, a little bit more than what we were making prior. Okay, I'll do that. I know MMA. That's probably what it was, you know? But again, I think it had to come with the context of we need you to fight the guys that are outside the top 10. Oh, all right. Either give them names or keep them like gatekeeping almost, which is insane to say for a guy like you said. It was like you could have done, you could have done. But I mean, hey, they probably made an offer that he couldn't refuse. That's my only thinking on it. Like it came down to like if you win X, Y, and then maybe Z, you're probably in for a title shot. But if not, we'll just pay X regardless, and then you'll have a side letter that gives you a little bit more to make up for it. And then I mean, because he's only fought on what pay-per-view cards, right? So
Yeah, I think he's still under contract with the UFC. Like he signed one when he came back, so he can box. Like if the UFC lets him box, like they might let him box at some weird promotion in Brazil or some small promotion, but they might not let him do like a Jake Paul or something like
I
that.
just don't. He
That-
should have just never come back. He should have never come back and re-signed. He was. You were in the clear, dude. Leave on a high note. Always leave on a high note. And my whole thing. I watched the Hall of Fame induction thing live. Like that was heartwarming, fucking touching shit. Like I am cold and dead inside, and watching Jose Aldo fucking give his induction speech, crying, fucking tearing up, walking down the fucking walkway with the pictures of all the highlights of his fights, and they're playing "Run This Town," and it was a fucking a crescendo moment. And now you've retired again. And how's everybody feel? Oh, okay. All right, Jose. Cool. You came back. You're gone again. Like, there's no. Uh,
No,
I can't
I know
even
what you're
find the
saying, though.
words.
Yeah, it's disappointing because it's like he ruins his own ending like career. The ending to his career is looking closer to Anderson Silva's, where it's like, oh, this is how he goes out. This is how it
Yeah.
happens.
People already tried to dispute his GOAT status or his place on MMA's Mount Rushmore or whatever the case may be. People already were trying to dispute that. Now they can dispute it even fucking more.
I mean, I don't know why you would. You're just a hater at that point.
You want to start at 30 minutes in the recording? That's 7.5 minutes from now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because there's that whole point of like the new fans just don't understand. Like,
Yeah.
and Joe Rogan doesn't help a lot of the older context of stuff because they all listen to him for some reason. But
The perfect example today on to the next one with Mike Heck and AK. In the live chat, they were pointing it out and they were bringing the fucking chats up on the screen and laughing at these people and fucking setting them straight. But you already had people today in the chat saying, you know, Aldo was never really that great. He fought people early on in MMA that weren't able to compare with him. Like it's all based on exactly what you said, Austin. You got people that just come into the sport recently, and this is what they know of Jose Aldo. If this is what I knew of Jose Aldo, I'd think the same thing too. This guy's not that great. But those that do know, we know that at one time, this guy was the fucking biggest killer on the planet. Like, he was a buzzsaw. Everyone they put in front of him, he chopped them down. And now he looks like a chump. He looks like a deflated, washed up version of himself. And this is the lasting image that a lot of people are going to be left with.
I'm going to disagree with that one. I think he's just getting old, and Amen actually fought pretty well and pretty interesting and had a pretty fun fight style.
it's not us shitting on Aldo. It's the fan base that's shitting on Aldo.
Yeah, I was just saying. I also think Amen should be kind of a story. Like he fought,
but that's not because they just look at Aldo as an old guy. Which Amen's the same age.
Yeah, I don't care what they think. I'm just saying what I think.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Agreed. I think Amen did show up, despite.
I think it's a damn shame. He's 37 years old and he hardly ever fought, and we missed out on what could have been a pretty interesting fighter.
I don't think that's anybody's like. I think that's weird because he probably doesn't have a fucking consistent schedule either. Like, what is the consistency of his fight? Is it once a year or is it twice a year? Like, he's 13-2 now, or 12-2, I think. But like,
it's probably his fault for not fighting often. I'm just saying, man, if he wasn't like that and he would have fought more often and been more active and stuff, it could have been really, really interesting.
Yeah, agreed. Because like, this is the biggest win to date, and he'll probably never fight for a title. That's like the saddest shit. And he's got a win streak.
Yeah, he's had a weird career because of that. Like he's been around for a long time, but he's fought so sparingly that it doesn't really look like he's the veteran of the game that he is. He actually,
Yeah,
that we discussed this on this show, I think, like a month ago. He was actually one of the people that helped Kenny Florian prep for the Jose Aldo fight.
yes.
He played the role
Yes.
of Jose Aldo.
We've come
The
full
total
circle.
fucking 360 moment for him coming full circle.
I'll just say, like, Jose looked fucking huge. It's like, fuck, dude. No wonder he fucking blew weight. Like, goddamn. You look at Sahabi. Sahabi looks like a fucking teenager compared to him, and he's just like a fucking grown ass man body, just like fuck you, bro. And Sahabi's like that fucking nerd you pull in, and he's like, do I have to actually fight this guy?
And it's wild because Zahabi's like 37.
Yeah.
Looking like that nerd you bullied, is that implying that you bullied nerds, Austin? Is that your
No,
impression?
I usually just kind of like had friends everywhere. I was the guy that you could walk down the halls and like, oh, I know that guy. What's up? Fist bump. Hey, what's up, man? Hey, how you doing? What's up, dude? We're gonna see you this weekend. Yeah. I wasn't popular by any means. I just happened to like. Usually, I have like a social butterfly aspect of like how I go about shit, where I'm like, I know how to talk to this person. Oh, I know. I what's up, guys? Yeah, you want me to grab you a beer? Let's go, guy. I was usually that dude. I like to be in the thick of shit.
Had to check. You're a wrestler, a jock. The reputation.
I did not bully people.
Okay, no.
I usually was the one. I was usually the one that got into scraps, though. Like, usually I was the one that like, hey, we all knew how to handle shit. Also, I did kind of strike fear into my friends, so that usually helps.
I could make a joke there, but I won't.
I was a little bit of a pit bull back in the day.
Ooh.
Short but fierce. Probably mostly from not in my own best interest. What was the you got one question, Mouse?
I think, are we still doing that, or are we going?
Yeah, I presume so.
I didn't know what Dave meant when he said start at the 30-minute mark.
I just meant whatever. Just get the process going.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I don't. If you guys got the time, you can do a scuffle. I'm not editing.
Yeah, we're good for right now. I don't really have we don't have a time that I gotta take off for sure.
Okay, so at the 30-minute mark, I'll introduce the scuffle then, and we could do a question from each of you.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Haven't seen Robin Black in a while.
Is he still recovering from the GFL?
Maybe, yeah. Timely.
It's a whole lot of copium that he's got to have to fucking take him and Brendan Schaub.
I haven't watched any Karate Combat the last couple of shows. Has he been at them?
No, I have watched him, and he hasn't been there.
I guarantee he probably had like a gig set up with them where they were going to pay him, and he is going to be like one of their commentators and shit with Brendan.
But
since
he
this
left
whole
to go work
debacle,
for GFL. He left to go
yeah,
work for
that's
GFL.
the thing. That's probably what happened.
Combat won't take. Either that or he OD'd on sparkles and glitter.
Don't say that.
No, literal sparkles and glitter, not.
Oh my fucking god. So stupid. All right.
Oh my!
Dave's got
This
going
was
on
going to
there?
be for the Mexico card.
Taking his
With
heart out.
someone getting
Get ready for that countdown, Dave.
5,
Oh, shit.
4, 3, 2.
Hey, what the fuck is going on?
Hold on.
Huh?
Sorry. Someone's
God damn it.
snacking or something. Mute your mic if you're snacking. All right, sorry. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey.
like he's dancing.